it in, start the mixing.
Hey guys, this is Red522. Today I'm going to be talking about something a little different. It's tech related, but I'm going to be talking about phones. But before we get into it, this is some League of Legends gameplay I just played today. Don't get mad at me. I know it's not related to the topic of phones, but I didn't know really what to do. Like I was thinking about doing a vlog or something, but it just didn't seem right to me. So I'm doing this League of Legends, so don't get mad at that. I know some people don't like it when you have a gameplay. It's kind of not related to the topic, but anyways, it's just so you have something to look at. But anyway, so today I'm going to be talking about phones, and you know, I'm sure most of you know that a lot of new phones have been coming out recently, and it's been a big debate between like the Galaxy S4 and the HTC One. And the reason I decided to talk about this topic today, well, first let me tell you what the topic is. I was gonna talk about like what Apple needs to do to keep people buying their phones, and what iOS and all that. And the reason I came up with this topic is because I currently have an iPhone. I have an iPhone 4. And I got it when the iPhone 4 was the new, so you know that was a while ago, a couple years ago. And I've had my phone for 2 years now, and it's time for me to upgrade because my contract's ending this summer, and I've been looking at phones now. And I thought I would talk about I've seen all these new phones on the market, like such as the Galaxy S4, the HTC One, all these new Android phones, and I wanted to talk about what does Apple need to do to keep people like me stay with iPhone, or even maybe bring in new customers, because HTC, I don't think they've been very successful with their phones recently, and they're bringing a lot of customers over. So what iPhones just seems kind of be slacking there. So to begin, I'm going to be talking about the software standpoint of iPhone. Overall, iOS, people like it because it's simplistic. It's very simple to understand, and I did like that. But it's kind of getting to that point where I think they've had it since 2007 with the first iPhone, and it's just kind of getting to the point where, you know, it's not good software anymore. It's still good software, but it's just boring now. It's like Android, you could do so much more things with it, and iOS is just kind of plain. So I think overall with the next, I think it's iOS 7. I think right now we're on iOS 6. So with iOS 7, I think they need to completely like almost overhaul the whole software. Just keep maybe the basics of how it looks. I mean, not even how it looks, maybe just maybe the basics of what it is. But I think they need to change like the whole look of it. They kind of need to make it fresh, make it new. So it's something more appealing to look at, maybe, or something like how Android's doing. One thing good about Android is there's different skins of it, of phones. So like the HTC One has, I think, Sense 5, while the Galaxy S4 is like TouchWiz. So they're different like skins, I guess you could call them. And so you can kind of pick what you want. But with iPhone, it's always been the same for 5 years, and it hasn't really changed much. So overall, I think they need to overhaul that whole system, the whole software to like that, in that perspective, to keep people buying it. Because right now, they're losing me. They're losing probably a lot of people. Also, I think they need to add some software features like how the Galaxy S4 has. Maybe not like some of them are kind of in the S4 are gimmicky, like you know, it's just all like the eye gesture, like you could scroll up and down with your eyes. Although they are cool. But they're kind of gimmicky, but that's what people like. That's why people buy it, is because they want to have those features, and they want to have the features so they can show off their friends, and they can say they do have a phone that can do that. And maybe they don't use it, but it's cool at the first to use it. Maybe every now and then, you know, use it. So I think iPhone needs to add maybe some of those features, maybe not all of them, but they need to add some more features, especially software related and all that. So overall, yeah, iPhone software is kind of slacking now. It's lagging behind. The one thing good that I did like about iPhone is that when you swipe left and right, it doesn't lag. I know in previous Android phones, like when my mom first had her Android phone, it would really lag when you go really fast, swipe left and right between pages. iPhone's never had that problem, but I know Android now doesn't have that problem. So they're not really ahead in that department anymore. Android caught up with them, so again, they just need to improve their software. But now we're gonna move on to a hardware perspective. Yeah, we need to move on to a hardware perspective. Overall, Galaxy S4, HTC One, way bigger screens. The iPhone's not even close, and I think most screens on the market now are actually large. The Galaxy S4 has a a 5-inch display, and the HTC One has a 4.7-inch display, and display, where the iPhone 5 still has a 4-inch display. My iPhone 4 still has a 3.5-inch display, which is really small compared to now most phones. The iPhone 5 did move up to 4. I believe it was, but still, I don't think they're doing really good. I mean, I know the whole motto of Apple for the iPhone and their size was that they wanted it to be big enough where it could fit in your hand and easily, and you can touch the screen anywhere. You can touch anywhere on the screen with one finger without having to hold it with like two hands. But even I think I've seen people with the Galaxy S4, and I don't think they have big hands. Is when you can hold the Galaxy S4 with a 5-inch display and pretty much touch everywhere on the screen. So I don't think that's really, I don't think they really need to be concerned about that. I personally, I don't find it, if I have to use two hands a little bit or fidget around with it and kind of get my two hands to touch the screen everywhere, you know, I'm not a big deal about that's not a big deal to me. I'd rather have that 5-inch display, especially since I watch so many YouTube videos. A lot of the time I just spend watching YouTube videos on my phone, and having that 5-inch display would be really nice, and also having that 1080p display with all those vibrant colors and stuff is nice. Because I don't think the iPhone 5 has a 1080p. It has like a 720p, so it'd be nice too if they improved that. I don't think you can't really tell the difference because it has such a high PPI for such a small screen, but it would be nice if they upgraded it to like a 5-inch display with a 1080p and higher PPI. Because like the Galaxy S4 and HTC One they're just doing really good. So overall, that's starting to bring me over to Android, and that's why I'm starting to consider going over to Android. Also, Android's more customizable, which is also another good thing about Android. You can customize it how you want it to be, and it could fit you. But going back to the hardware specs on the Galaxy S4 and the HTC One are a lot better. The Galaxy S4 has a 1.9 gigahertz Snapdragon 600 processor it's a quad core. Same thing with HTC One Snapdragon 600. It's a 1.7, but still really high quad core. While I think the iPhone 5s, it has a A6 processor, which is I think dual core 1.3 gigahertz or something like that. So I think it's a little bit slower, and I don't think it has as much RAM. I think that's like 1 gigabyte of RAM or so. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive. I know for sure that the Galaxy S4 and the HTC One are definitely, I think, a lot faster than the iPhone 5. The iPhone 5, I don't think, has quite the highest specs as a Galaxy S4 HTC One. So overall, they need to, I think, improve that a bit to help get that speed for enthusiasts like myself who play games and high intense games and do, I guess, benchmark and stuff. You know, there's not a whole, you can't really like do very super intensive, but it does help to have a faster, and so it's a little more quicker and responsive and stuff like that. Also need to improve like the camera and stuff. I know Galaxy S4 has like a 13 megapixel, and HTC One has that 4 ultra pixel, I think is what they have. I think iPhone 5 has like 8 or so, which is still good, but overall, you know, they'll probably improve it. They usually do every year, but it's always good to have that. And I already said, so improved camera, processor, maybe some better speakers. Like the HTC One, I like the speakers on the front. I know the Galaxy S4 doesn't have that, but there still are good speakers, so maybe you improve the speakers. Maybe Apple can put it on the front, or maybe come up with something creative, or give it a little better speakers. But so overall, yeah, this Apple, I think, needs to maybe redesign the whole iPhone. But maybe it would be nice if they just kept that glass and aluminum body. Maybe make it a little nicer, but I like that. It's like the HTC One that has that really nice aluminum glass body. But anyways, guys, that's what I think the iPhone needs to do. They need to improve their software, kind of give it an overhaul, make it look fresh. Maybe add some new software features like the Galaxy S4 has. They need to also improve their hardware specs, bigger display, maybe a little crisper with more PPI, and maybe 1080p, because I think right now it's 720p. Better camera, better processor, just stuff like this. Because right now, I'm leaning towards the Galaxy S4. As of right now, as it sits, I'm probably not getting an iPhone. I'm kind of hanging out to wait till the iPhone 6 comes out and seeing where that leads me. But if the iPhone 6 doesn't get much better, and it just kind of have been doing I think it's supposed to be actually the iPhone 5s. So if it doesn't improve a whole lot, I'm probably getting a Galaxy S4. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this helped you, maybe, or just it's good debate, good topic. Maybe leave your comments down below what you think maybe Apple needs to do, or maybe they don't need to do anything. You love Apple as it is, the iPhone, and you just prefer the iPhone, or maybe you have some ideas to the iPhone. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Red 5